Thank you.
I tell you, Ben, that's what the music sounded like before we had electricity with our guitars. You know?
We didn't in Mississippi, so
That's right.
that's why it turned out that
Still
way.
don't.
I tell you, when we were putting this show together, and I found out that these two guys could do a tune that Chet recorded with Dolly Parton, and I thought, yes, it's in the show. How about that? Have you ever crossed my mind, right?
All right.
If you insist.
Okay. We like to play at this one.
Ready?
Yep. Oh, sometimes I go walking through fields where we walked long ago in the sweet used to be. And the flowers still grow, but they don't smell sweet as they did when you picked them for me. And when I think of you and the love we once knew, how I wish we could go back in time. Do you ever think back on old memories like that? Or do I ever cross your mind? Oh, how often I wished that again I could kiss your sweet lips like I did long ago. And how often I've longed for those two loving arms that once held me so gentle and close. And when I think of you and the love we once knew, how I wish we could go back in time. Do you ever think back on old memories like that? Or do I ever cross your mind? When old memories appear, my eyes won't stay clear when I think of those happier times. Do you ever recall these old memories at all? Or do I ever cross your mind?
Yeah, I'm looking around. Do I see Joe Robinson? Is Joe in the back or is he out front? Oh, here he is. Here he is. Okay, here he is. As he's walking out, he's going to walk slow enough for me to talk about him. But I found out the first I heard about Joe was there was a buzz at the Chet Atkins Appreciation Society convention that he had just won Australia's Got Talent. And, of course, all of us guitar players think, wow, a guitar player won. We're used to being behind somebody else who wins, you know. So that was a very stunning moment. And that next year, I guess it was, you showed up at the convention, and we saw what all the excitement was about. And we knew the younger generation was in good hands. I think the other thing that's fun for me about Joe is he's kind of a double threat. You'll see he could be an instrumentalist if he wanted to, singer, songwriter. That's a triple threat, isn't it? But recently I found out that my son and Joe have been writing songs together. And, of course, my son grew up on Chet's music. And to think that somehow this circle is not really a circle, it's more like a spiral, isn't it, that kind of keeps going in all directions. So how did you come across this music down that way?
You know, a lot of people think, because I'm from Australia, I learned kind of from Tommy Emmanuel and a lot of those kind of guys, but really the first guys to expose me to like fingerstyle guitar were actually friends of my parents, and they lived like way up in the boonies, like literally like probably an hour's drive from civilization, and they had like a kind of small cattle ranch, I guess, and they had a bunch of old guitars, and they'd sit around and play like Chet Atkins and Jerry Reed songs. And I remember the first time I met those guys, they heard me play, and I could play like some like rock and roll songs and stuff. And they gave me a thumb pick and said, "Why don't you try doing like this kind of thing?" They showed me like the thumb style pattern. And they started showing me like a few songs, and actually the prized possession of those guys was a book called Heavy Neckin', which was a bunch of Jerry Reed transcriptions that John Knowles actually wrote. And this is in kind of like the southeast part of Australia, in like pretty much, I mean, the outback. And that they had this tattered old book, and they would all kind of, it was like how they remembered all these tunes. And I learned to play like... and all those old songs from that, you know. So after I learned a bunch of those tunes, I discovered Tommy Emmanuel and Phil. And the first time I came to Nashville was at Tommy's invitation, you know. And I'm actually moved here about 2 years ago, and I've learned so much being here. It's been awesome, yeah. So I'm gonna play a song called Royal Flush. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. This next song is kind of like actually off my last CD, which was the idea behind it was to combine kind of fingerstyle guitar concepts with song-based compositions. And, this song's called Skyline. Could I take a little more vocal in the monitors, please?
Sitting on top of the world, all I found is I'm just wanting to grow and jump back down to earth to solid ground. Cause I don't like the view from way up here. I don't like looking down in this neon city. It hurts my eyes, and what could have been is all I see when I close them at night. You were the highlight. I don't like looking down, so I say goodbye to the skyline. 'Cause tonight I'm leaving, and when the sun comes up tomorrow, I'll be gone. Look around and remember me and you underneath the blanket on the roof. A million souls around, but it felt like we were the only two. Everything was so alive with you there by my side. Now it's blank stares from everywhere, from everyone but you. So I wanna take me far away. I wanna slide down this horizon and let the sunset finally to a brand new day. There's too many